If you are over the age of 60, there is a silent problem that could be happening in your body right now. Even if you feel perfectly fine, even if you still walk every day and think you're eating reasonably well, it's something that can creep in slowly year after year without any obvious warning. Until one day, you notice it in the mirror, or in the way you get up from a chair, or in how heavy the grocery bags suddenly feel. I'm talking about the gradual loss of muscle, the quiet shrinking of one of your body's most powerful tools for staying alive and independent. And it doesn't just make you weaker. Muscle loss sets off a chain reaction that affects your balance, your ability to burn calories, your blood sugar control, even your immune system. For many seniors, this is the single biggest reason they lose independence far earlier than they should. But the good news is that it's not inevitable. And tonight, before you go to bed, you can start doing something that may slow this process down dramatically. Something so simple, so easy, you don't need a gym membership or a special machine. You just need to understand what your body needs before you sleep and give it exactly that. When you are asleep, your muscles are not just resting. They are actually repairing. Every small movement you make during the day, from climbing stairs to carrying laundry, causes tiny, microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. This is normal and healthy. In fact, this is how muscles grow stronger. But the repair process happens primarily at night, while you are in deep, restorative sleep. The problem is, as we age, the body becomes less efficient at this repair. The signals that tell muscle cells to rebuild aren't as strong. The raw materials they need aren't always available in the right amounts at the right time. And if your body can't fully repair your muscle overnight, you wake up the next day just a tiny bit weaker than you were before. Over weeks, months, and years, that adds up to serious loss of strength and function. One of the biggest mistakes I see is that many people stop thinking about their muscles once they no longer lifting heavy things or going to the gym. They focus on heart health, brain health, bone health, all incredibly important. But they forget that muscle is an active, living tissue that affects every single one of those systems. Strong muscles help you pump blood more effectively. They help you keep your metabolism active so you can maintain a healthy weight. They even help regulate hormones that influence mood and energy. If you protect your muscle, you're protecting your entire body. So, how do you actually stop muscle loss overnight? The first thing to understand is that muscle repair is a nutrient-driven process. Just like you can't build a brick wall without bricks, you can't rebuild muscle without amino acids, the building blocks of protein. But here's the catch. Your body can store amino acids the way it stores fat. You need a steady supply in your bloodstream, especially before you sleep, so that while your body is in repair mode, it has the raw materials it needs. If you go to bed without enough circulating protein, your body may turn to breaking down existing muscle to get it. That's the opposite of what you want. This is why what you do in the 2 hours before bed is so critical. I've seen seniors make incredible improvements simply by making a small change in their evening routine, giving their body a precise, high-quality source of protein before sleeping. Not a giant steak dinner, not a heavy plate of pasta, but something that's easy to digest. Rich in essential amino acids and low in sugar so it doesn't spike your blood glucose overnight. Research shows that a serving of this kind of protein right before bed can stimulate muscle protein synthesis in older adults, almost like flipping a switch that says, "Rebuild stronger." Now, I know some people worry about eating before bed because they've heard it as bad for weight control. But the truth is, it's not about whether you eat late. It's about what you eat. A scoop of ice cream at 10 p.m. will absolutely set you back. But a small serving of a high-quality protein source can actually help you maintain lean muscle mass and keep your metabolism healthier over time. For example, studies on seniors who consumed a slow-digesting protein like casein, found naturally in dairy, before bed showed they not only maintained muscle better, but also woke up with more strength in their legs. This is because slow-digesting proteins feed your muscles steadily over several hours, exactly when your body is in its natural repair window. But protein is only one part of the picture. You also need to make sure you're giving your muscles the signal to grow. That signal comes from activity during the day. You don't need heavy weights or a gym. In fact, just a few minutes of resistance. Exercise like pushing against a wall, standing up from a chair several times in a row, or lifting light household objects can prime your muscles so they're ready to rebuild overnight. Think of it like priming a wall before painting it. The primer helps the paint stick. Your evening protein is the paint, and your daytime movement is the primer. Together, they create lasting change. There's also another important factor that most people overlook: hydration. Muscle is nearly 75% water. Without enough hydration, muscle repair slows down. Even mild dehydration, the kind you might not even notice, can make it harder for amino acids to get into your muscle cells, and for those cells to carry out the repair work efficiently. This is why having a small glass of water alongside your protein at night can make a meaningful difference. It's not about chugging liters before bed, which could disturb your sleep, but about making sure your cells have the environment they need to work. And let's talk about sleep quality. If you're tossing and turning, waking up multiple times, or going to bed too late, you're cutting into the precious time when muscle repair happens. Growth hormone, one of the key drivers of muscle building, is released in pulses during deep sleep. If your deep sleep is short or disrupted, you miss those pulses. This is why creating a calm, consistent pre-bed routine is so important. Dim the lights, avoid screens for at least half an hour before bed, and keep your bedroom cool and quiet. Even small improvements in sleep quality can boost your muscle repair potential. What's powerful about this approach is that it doesn't require radical life changes. You're not adding hours of exercise or cutting entire food groups. You're simply aligning your evening habits with your body's natural repair cycle. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s regain strength they thought was gone for good, just by giving their body what it needs at the right time. The difference shows up not just in muscle size, but in confidence. Being able to get out of a chair without help, to carry your groceries without strain, to take the stairs without fear of falling. Those are the moments that add up to independence. So tonight, when you think about getting ready for bed, think about your muscles. Think about the work they did for you all day and how they're counting on you to feed them so they can repair. Give them that slow, steady supply of protein. Give them water. Give them a good night's sleep. And do it again tomorrow night and the night after that. Because every morning you wake up having protected your muscle, you're waking up protecting your independence, your energy, and your life. When you reach your 60s and beyond, the nighttime hours take on a different kind of importance. Your body is no longer as forgiving with missed rest, poor nutrition, or skipped meals as it once was. This is especially true when it comes to your muscles. Many people don't realize that while you sleep, your body is either actively rebuilding your muscle tissue or quietly breaking it down. The difference between waking up stronger or waking up weaker is often determined by the choices you make in the few hours before you go to bed. I've met countless people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who have told me that they felt they were doing everything right during the day. Eating balanced meals, going for walks, even doing light exercises, yet they still noticed a gradual loss in muscle tone and strength. The problem was almost always the same. They were overlooking what happens at night. Muscle is made from protein, but that's not the full picture. Protein is simply the raw material. Your body needs to be in the right state to use it, which is why timing, quality, and nighttime nutrition are crucial. As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at processing and using protein for repair. This means that if you're over 60, the old 3 meals a day approach often isn't enough to prevent muscle loss. You have to be more intentional about what happens before you go to sleep, because nighttime is when your body has the longest uninterrupted window to rebuild itself. During the day, you're using your muscles for movement and activity, which also uses up energy and amino acids. But at night, the body can focus purely on repair, if you give it the tools it needs. One of the most overlooked aspects of nighttime muscle maintenance is ensuring that your body has a steady stream of amino acids available throughout the night. Think of amino acids as the building blocks of muscle fibers. If you go to bed without enough in your system, your body will break down your existing muscle tissue to get them. That's why older adults who skip dinner or eat too little protein at night can lose muscle faster, even if they exercise regularly. Your body is incredibly resourceful, and if it doesn't get what it needs from food, it will take it from your muscles. This is why studies consistently show that seniors who consume a moderate amount of high-quality protein in the evening maintain muscle mass far better than those who dan tea. The other key factor is your body's hormonal environment at night. Sleep is when your body produces growth hormone, which is essential for tissue repair and muscle recovery. But growth hormone release can be blunted by poor sleep quality, high evening blood sugar levels, or late-night stress. That's why it's important not only to eat the right kind of food before bed, but also to set the stage for deep, uninterrupted rest. When your body gets good quality sleep, it sends a strong signal to your muscles to start repairing themselves. Combine that with the right nutrients in your bloodstream, and you create the perfect conditions for muscle growth and preservation, even without intense exercise. I've worked with many older adults who thought that once muscle was lost, it could never be regained. While it's true that building new muscle gets harder with age, research shows it's absolutely possible to restore strength and mass, even in your 70s or 80s, by pairing the right nutrition with good sleep. One example is a man in his late 70s I worked with who had been struggling to get up from a chair without using his arms. We adjusted his evening routine to include a small niche protein-rich snack about an hour before bed and encouraged him to maintain a regular sleep schedule. Within a couple of months, not only did he regain enough leg strength to stand up without assistance, but he also felt more energized during the day. There's also an important connection between muscle health and overall independence as you age. Your muscles are not just for movement. They also help regulate your blood sugar, protect your joints, and maintain your balance. Losing muscle means losing more than just physical strength. It can affect your energy, your mobility, and even your confidence. That's why protecting your muscle mass at night is one of the most powerful things you can do for your long-term health and independence. Many people over 60 think they need to focus only on exercise to prevent muscle loss. But the truth is that nutrition plays an equally critical role, especially at night. Exercise creates the signal for your muscles to grow, but food provides the building materials. Without both, the process doesn't work. If you exercise without proper nutrition, your body can't repair the tiny muscle fibers that are stressed during activity. And if you eat well but don't move, your body has less reason to keep those muscles strong. But when you put the two together, particularly making sure you have the right nutrition before bed, you give your body the best possible chance to hold on to every bit of muscle you have, and even gain some back. So, if you are over 60, the hours before bed are not just downtime. They are an opportunity. They are your prime time to set your body up for repair, recovery, and strength. By being mindful about what you eat and when you eat it, you can make a significant difference in how you feel, how you move, and how strong you stay in the years to come. And this is not about complicated diets or expensive supplements. It's about making smart, consistent choices with simple, whole foods and pairing that with quality sleep. If you make it a habit, you will start to notice changes, not overnight in appearance, but in how easily you get out of bed in the morning, how steady you feel when walking, and how much energy you have during the day. That's the power of protecting your muscle health while you sleep. Let's go deeper into exactly what works, because when it comes to protecting and rebuilding muscle after 60, there is a world of difference between eating before bed and eating the right way before bed. This is where science meets common sense, and where small, consistent habits add up to big results over time. First, let's talk about the type of protein your body can use most effectively at night. Not all proteins are created equal. As we age, our bodies respond best to what is called high-quality protein, the kind that contains all 9 essential amino acids in the right proportions. These are the amino acids your body cannot make on its own, so you have to get them from food. Research shows that for muscle repair, proteins with a higher content of the amino acid leucine are especially effective. Leucine acts like a switch that turns on muscle-building processes in your body. It's found in higher amounts in foods like dairy, eggs, poultry, and fish, as well as certain plant sources like soy and lentils. But there's an important nuance here. The body digests different proteins at different speeds. A fast-digesting protein like whey, found in dairy, floods your system with amino acids quickly, which can be great for recovery after exercise. But at night, you want a protein that digests more slowly, providing a steady release of amino acids over several hours. That's where casein protein comes in. Casein, also found in dairy products like cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, is digested gradually, keeping your muscles supplied with building blocks throughout the night. Think of it like putting a log on a campfire before bed. It burns steadily until morning. For seniors who are lactose intolerant, there are still excellent slow-digesting options. Soft tofu, lentil-based soups, or even a warm glass of unsweetened soy milk can provide a good balance of protein and comfort before sleep. The key is to avoid going to bed with an empty tank. When your body runs out of circulating amino acids, it has no choice but to start drawing from your muscle tissue. And that's exactly what we're trying to prevent. The timing of this nighttime protein matters too. Studies have shown that consuming around 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein about 1 hour before going to bed can significantly improve overnight muscle protein synthesis in older adults. You don't need a massive meal. In fact, eating too much can disrupt sleep, but you do need enough to supply your body with what it needs for repair. A small bowl of cottage cheese with berries, a few slices of turkey rolled around avocado, or a warm cup of soy milk with a sprinkle of cinnamon are simple, effective examples. Now, while protein is the star of the show, it works even better with supporting nutrients. Magnesium, for example, is vital for muscle relaxation and recovery, and it also helps improve sleep quality. You can find it in foods like almonds, pumpkin seeds, or a sprinkle of cacao powder on your yogurt. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish like salmon, or plant sources like chia seeds, can reduce inflammation in your muscles and joints, making it easier for your body to repair overnight. Even a small portion of these foods in the evening can contribute to a more favorable muscle-building environment while you sleep. Let's not forget hydration. Many people, especially seniors, reduce their fluid intake at night to avoid waking up for the bathroom, which is understandable. But going to bed dehydrated is another silent muscle breaker. Even mild dehydration can slow muscle recovery and make muscles more prone to cramping. The trick is to hydrate steadily during the day and have a small glass of water with your evening protein. Snack just enough to support your body's repair work without flooding your bladder. Sleep quality itself is the other half of the equation. All the protein in the world won't help if your sleep is shallow or frequently interrupted. Muscle repair is most active during deep sleep stages, particularly in the first half of the night. If stress or late-night screen use is keeping you wired, your body won't produce enough growth hormone, which is essential for muscle recovery. Simple practices like dimming lights an hour before bed, avoiding heavy sugar or caffeine late in the day, and keeping your bedroom cool and dark can make a profound difference. I've seen remarkable changes in older adults who combine these principles. A woman in her late 60s once told me she was constantly feeling weaker, and her doctor warned her about sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss. We worked on 3 things. She added 25 grams of casein-rich protein before bed, kept her evening meal light but balanced, and followed a simple wind-down routine for better sleep. Within 3 months, not only had she regained noticeable strength, but her energy levels and mood improved as well. She went from feeling like her body was slipping away to feeling in control again. And that's the heart of this control. Muscle loss after 60 is not inevitable. Yes, biology changes, but you have more influence over the process than you may think. By making your pre-sleep hours intentional, giving your body the fuel, hydration, and rest it needs, you can protect your strength, independence, and vitality for years to come. As you think about tonight, the hours before you go to sleep are no longer just downtime. They are a window of opportunity, a moment where you can give your body exactly what it needs to stay strong, independent, and full of energy. The muscles that carry you through every step of your day, that let you hug your loved ones, climb your stairs, carry your groceries, and move freely, are counting on you to feed them, hydrate them, and give them the chance to repair while you rest. Every small, intentional choice you make tonight compounds over time. Every night you give your muscles the right nutrients. Every night you protect deep, restorative sleep. Every night you honor your body's repair cycle. You are building strength that will serve you for years. It doesn't require extreme effort or complicated routines. It doesn't demand that you push your body to exhaustion or follow expensive supplements. What it does require is awareness and consistency. A quiet commitment to support your body when it needs it most. A serving of slow-digesting protein. A small glass of water. A calm room for deep sleep. These simple steps may feel small tonight, but they are the foundation of lasting independence, mobility, and vitality. Think about the life you want in the years ahead. Picture yourself walking confidently, without fear of falling, lifting objects with ease, playing with grandchildren, enjoying the activities that bring you joy. That future is not a distant hope. It is something you are actively creating right now with the choices you make before bed. Muscle is not just a physical structure. It is freedom. It is security. It is the ability to live fully, to maintain your dignity, and to feel capable in your own body. So tonight, feed your muscles. Give them the protein they need. Drink a little water. Prepare your body for deep, restorative sleep. Take these simple, deliberate actions, and over time, you will notice the difference in how you feel, how you move, and how strong you are. You are never too old to protect your muscle. You're never too old to regain strength. Your body has the capacity to repair itself, to rebuild, to keep you moving and thriving. If you provide the right environment, your future self is counting on the choices you make tonight. Protect your muscle. Protect your independence. Protect your life. It all begins now, in these quiet hours before you close your eyes. Every night you honor your body's repair process is another night you invest in your strength, in your vitality, and in your freedom to live life fully. The power to stop muscle loss, to regain strength, and to preserve your independence lies in your hands. Take it tonight and every night from now on.